So, okay. So Shenmue hashtag Sega is a very is the reason I'm still alive. I wanted to die. I literally had moments after my back surgery where I was just like, just give me more meds so I can like not be here. And my back was incredibly, it was, and to this day it's still bad, but it was not, it like after the back surgery I just didn't want to be here. And my dad was burning through work hours and just staying with me at home, and they got me my copy of Shenmue. And I remember my dad brought the TV. This is like when we still like CRTs, and moved it as close as he could to my bed. And we hooked up the Dreamcast, and I played Shenmue. And I played Shenmue. I was bedridden for like 7 months. Only time I ever got up was when the nurse came. They had to carry me out of the bed, and they had to put me on like the net. I remember it was like this special plastic bathing chair, and they had to like make sure the scar wasn't get infected. I had like tubes coming out to drain the spinal fluid. It was a nightmare, and all I did was play Shenmue. And that opening scene with Shenmue, where this innocent kid in a leather jacket is running up the stairs. I had read about it, but like didn't really know the whole story. So like then watching this man's dad die in front of him, finding out it was his 18th birthday, and watching this kid have to travel and find out why his dad had to die in his arms. And I had an epiphany. Even though it was a video game, I looked at my life and thought, shit, it could be worse. Because this is something I don't actually talk about. During the surgery, which was 13 and a half hours, where essentially they severed my spinal cord and froze it in time with hooks in a rod system called Inheritance Rod System to prevent the curvature from getting worse in my spine. Then they fused metal, cut two of my ribs out, made epoxy out of them, and then essentially grafted metal to my back, to the point that if you watch the original X-Men movie, that is a picture when they're in 2000. I had my surgery July 21st, 2000. It was a week after X-Men came out. It was the last movie I saw for almost a year in theaters because I couldn't sit in theaters. And during the surgery, July 21st, 2000, during the surgery, they woke me up in the middle of the surgery, and they start pricking my feet. And I never forgot this. I basically am woken up, and I'm looking up, and I'm like on the side, and I'm looking up like this, and they're like, Benjamin, Benjamin. And I'm like, I'm coming out of it. And they're like, can you feel this? And they start poking my toes to make sure that they didn't paralyze me from the waist down during the surgery, because there was like a high percent chance they did that. And I'm playing Shenmue, and I'm thinking, holy heck, I could have been in a wheelchair. And this kid in this video game watched his father die in front of him. It could have been way worse. And that's what saved me. The pain was immense, but playing Shenmue constantly made me like realize that life could be worse. So when I started streaming, I reached out to a guy by the name of Corey. I was streaming for about a year and a half, and all I did was play Sega stuff and Resident Evil stuff. Kind of funny, the stuff I'm playing right now, ironically. And I reached out to him on Facebook, and I said, you saved my life. And he's like, tell me about you. And this is, I had found out that he did a lot of Zoom calls with people, and me and him became friends, and I said, could I pay you to be on my stream? I want to play Shenmue, and have us both on camera so we can talk about Shenmue and what you did for me. And I was like, how much would you charge to do something like that? And he goes, and I've told him the whole story about my back. He's like, absolutely nothing. Be honored. And I had put on like a little contest for just people in there. All you had to do was be in there. And that's how I met Zyber. So by intrinsic properties, at the age of 13, the scoliosis test, they missed the scoliosis. So at the age of 15, the curvature was always getting bad. By the time I was 18, they had to do surgery. By the transitive properties, sorry. Ended up in excruciating pain, played Shenmue. Shenmue saved me. Years later, I met Corey. We did a stream, and I met one of my best friends who's like my brother because of Shenmue. Because he was in that stream, Zyber. And then when I got in my car accident, which just happened 2 months ago, where a lady hit me at around 30 miles per hour when I was at a dead stoplight, which messed up my back and now my neck. So now my neck and my back are bad. I called Zyber. And then the last person I talked to while I was in the ER on the phone was Corey. So because of Shenmue, I now have I have two new best friends. One of them is the lead voice actor in Shenmue, who is also in the video game that me and my buddy are co-creating. He's a character in the game. He voices a character. It's the only other time he's done a video game voice. And I got that idea because I had a corgi background made, and the guy charged me like $300. He said I needed to copyright and buy those sprites from him, because that's how they did it on Fiverr. And then I ended up writing a story called Korg of the Dead, and Corey is a voice in the game. So everything that's going to happen is going to happen. And now I'm sitting here, hanging out in my house, playing Resident Evil with one of my best friends who's been helping me with my mental health, keep me going on streaming, because I don't like to fail. I don't fail at things. And it took forever to realize that it does not matter who's watching. It matters that people are watching. So, yeah, video games have literally saved my life and made my life better. I don't know a lot of people that can say that. With all the pain and tragedy in this world, with all the loss of human life, this is like the purest thing we have. There's nothing like a gamer, as long as you're not gatekeeping, because we live in worlds that are different. We inhabit people's perception of the world through the video games they develop. Now we're going to read this Keeper's Diary. May 9th, 1998. Played poker tonight with Scott and Elias from security and Steve from research. Steve was the big winner, but I think he was cheating. What a scumbag. May 10th, 1998. One of the higher-ups assigned me to take care of a new creature. It looks like a skin gorilla. Feeding instructions were to give it live animals. When I threw in a pig, the creature seemed to play with it, tearing off the pig's legs and pulling out the guts before it actually started eating. May 11th, 1998. Around 5 a.m., Scott woke me up, scared the crap out of me. He was wearing a protective suit. He handed me one and another one and told me to put it on. Said there'd been an accident in the basement lab. I just knew something like this would happen. Those B words in research never sleep, even on holiday. May 12th, 1998. I've been wearing this dang spacesuit since yesterday. My skin's getting grimy and feels itchy all over. The gosh dang dogs have been looking at me funny, so I decided not to feed them today. Screw them. May 13th, 1998. Went to the infirmary because my back is all swollen and feels itchy. They put a big bandage on it and told me I didn't need to wear the suit anymore. All I want to do is sleep. May 14th, 1998. Found another big blister on my foot this morning. I ended up dragging my foot all the way to the dog's pen. They were quiet all day, which is weird. Then I realized some of them had escaped. Maybe this is their way of getting back at me for not feeding them the last 3 days. If anybody finds out, I'll have my head handed to me. May 16th, 1998. Rumors are going around that a researcher, Evan, who tried to escape the estate last night was shot. They never said he was killed. My entire body feels hot and itchy, and I'm sweating all the time now. I scratched the swelling on my arm, and a piece of rotten flesh just dropped off. What the hell's happening to me? May 19th, 1998. Fever gone, but itchy. Today hungry and eat doggy food. Itchy, itchy. Scott came ugly face, so I killed him. Tasty. Itchy. Tasty. There's a lot to unpack from that, and it is one of the most harrowing things in video games. You get to see a man's descent into death while he's writing his descent into death. It's almost like Odysseus going on a tour of hell. Clip this, ship it, and post it to YouTube. Perfectly said. Oh, what I just did? There's a lot to unpack in that. There's a lot to unpack. And my sister is still upset because my little sister used to watch me play Resident Evil, who's a doctor now, which is awesome, and she wanted to be a virologist. Her birth date is May 10th. Oh, yeah, that would be cool. I don't know how to clip all that. That was a lot. I talked for a while. Yeah, here's the thing that, and I was talking about this to you, I was telling you about this earlier. Zyber had to explain to me that I have to be I have to be less sensitive. I get very comfortable with people. Either I'm gonna be comfortable with you, or it's gonna take a while. I was very comfortable with Zyber pretty early on, but like after, sometimes people will come in here and like they talk differently to what I'm used to, and he's like, you got to get used to that. If you're gonna be on camera and you're gonna be talking, it's just things you got to get used to. I also have to get used to not looking at how many people are watching, but every time I clip, I see it. So I've been trying to like not watch that either. And he gave me the best advice ever. I was like, you know, man, sometimes there's only like 2 or 3 people. And he's like, imagine 2 or 3 people sitting in your house playing video games with you. So it's just getting used to things. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, and I did everything you said to do today. I changed everything. I also added, if you notice, I added all my new systems on as well. I added like all my systems, all my arcades. Yeah, Claire, like as I said, you're a very decently sized Resident Evil account. And as amazing as we Resident Evil people are, you're going to get people that are just never going to be happy. I wouldn't even block them because there's really not even a point of blocking. They can still see everything you post. They just can't interact on it. You know, it's just, I had to learn from Zyber that when you're on the internet, there's gonna be, you gotta just get used to things. And it's been something I've been really working on. And like the Twitter's a perfect example. I remember one day I was like, Zyber, go look at my Twitter, and he was like, what the hell, man? How'd you do? I'm like, what did you do? And I'm like, I just started posting pictures. And then, you know, when things started getting pretty big, I would start asking him for advice, and he's like, just make sure you're crediting artists. Make sure that you're reading profiles to make sure that people are okay. Even if you're crediting, sometimes artists don't want their stuff reposted. So like, I know there's certain artists out there that don't want that. And it's being really cognizant of stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, don't over argue with people. Luckily I have somebody that's taught me a lot. Where is he? Look what they did to my boy. Please. I love posting stuff. Like today, I learned, so Zybe, today I learned, I got the saddest Resident Evil news I think I've gotten in a long time. That there was a game called Biohazard Dash that was going to be like added stuff into Resident Evil for the Sega Saturn that got scrapped. Like, and then I looked it up. There was all these new monsters, and there was like another boss that was going to end up a boss after the Tyrant, and all of it got scrapped. Yep. It was called Biohazard Dash. And I loved learning it, but it was still like the things that we never got to see. Like that's haunting to me that exists somewhere on Capcom servers and we'll never see it. Well, never say never. Not with a best friend like Zyber. Yeah, if you could find me those prototypes, or if you think of another way I can do it, maybe like a PlayStation with a hard drive in it. I just want to play as many prototypes as I can. Yup, there was. Dash is actually CPS 1.5. That's what CPS 1.5 is also known Dash. That's what Punisher is. That's my cart down here. My Punisher cart is a CPS 1.5. And then there was a Street Fighter. That was a 1.5. Like a Championship Edition was on that. And then I think Capcom's Final Fight is CPS 1. But it was actually a more advanced CPS 1, so I guess that's like almost like CPS 1.25. Yeah. As I said, you know, I've got... Not many people can... That's actually a really good shot of her. Hold on. That's a really good shot of her. You got to admit, not many people can say they got as lucky as me when it came to who I met. I mean, you make jokes about it, but you are... I got very lucky meeting you as a friend. And it's crazy that you randomly came in and then we ended up, like, clicking. Like, that quick. Oh, it would have done terrible. If they would have done 3 rushed, which is funny because you actually have like a dash move in that. I remember what you always say to me. If a game gets rushed out, you end up with Resident Evil 3 Remake, which is garbage. It's garbage. It is garbage. It is a garbage game. And they really did my boy Marvin wrong. I just wish we would have gotten more stuff on on Resident Evil for Sega Saturn. That's what kind of made me sad. I would have liked to see extra stuff added in. Okay, what doors am I missing? Got that one. Got that one. Oh. He's not out here, right? He doesn't ever come out here. Okay. Look at that. The leaves are moving. There's like FMVs laced onto the pre-rendering. I wonder if those are Death's Head moths. That'd be pretty neat. Yeah, RE2 is crazy. Ooh, he hurt me so bad. He hurt me so bad. I should save. He put me into red caution. Roshan. So I don't know if Claire's still in here. I honestly don't look. I don't look at numbers. I wonder if Claire's still in here because I had a question about I'm curious which Resident Evil 2. Yeah, no, she's awesome. I literally was asking her questions all day today about Code Veronica, like things I didn't know. Like I didn't know that Wesker and William Birkin were actually like jealous and threatened by Alexia. Because Alexia was... And then I found out today that Alexia graduated from college when she was 10 years old. That's crazy. Okay, so he's not going to come down. Because he's all the way up there now. We're good. Okay, cool. Alright, we're good. So I wonder which Resident Evil 2 is better. I wonder if the GameCube... Please don't get up. I wonder if the GameCube version's the best, the Dreamcast version's the best, or the PlayStation version. Well, the PlayStation version's not going to be as strong as the GameCube. Or the Dreamcast. Crap. Is it? So the Dreamcast isn't stronger than the GameCube, or is it stronger than the GameCube? Because I know the GameCube runs a 485 megahertz IBM Gecko processor. Oh, of course, duh. I'm asking you, obviously. You know what also is kind of crazy? See that? I remember I remember we were having that conversation. I was asking you about the PlayStation 2, and you said to me that you're haunted by the fact that the PlayStation 2 was weaker than the Dreamcast and the Dreamcast failed. But you told me the reason why. I didn't know about that link cable. Where is he? I wonder if he'll come down. I just gave him stimuli. I figured he'd come down. Oh my god, he is coming down! But he won't come through that door, though. We're good. He's not coming through that door. Yeah, he's not coming through that door. That's not happening. They didn't program him. They didn't program him like that. They better have not programmed him like that. I still remember when I got the when I got my 5X from you, and I got the SCART cables, and we should play Resident Evil on the Dreamcast. Maybe we'll do that. You want to do that tomorrow, or do you want to finish this? I kind of want to know what Claire thinks. Should we do Resident Evil 2 on the Dreamcast? Because that way you could see it in SCART. It looks pretty as heck in SCART. Okay. Yeah, I learned about SCART from Zyber, and I was able to get, I worked with a company, and they gave me a huge discount on some SCART cables that are actually compatible with the RetroTink. Like, they're made specifically with the RetroTink in mind. Hold on. Hopefully they're plugged in and everything. Oh, God. Oh. Where is the SCART cables? Gotta make some room. Okay, hold on. Hopefully they didn't fall. Oh, the SCART's not even plugged in. Gotta get... Hopefully they're not on the ground. Hold on. Ow! Hold on. I just want to make sure that everything's copacetic for tomorrow. Okay, so there's the cables. Hey, baby. Okay. There's the cables. Come here, sweetheart. There they are. Come here, baby. Oh, how did you fall all the way down there? That's not good. You're like a pin array. Easy. Let go. There it is. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, SCART cables. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it some leeway. Oh. All snug. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Okay, that's ready for tomorrow. The only thing I need to do is... Where's the... Okay. Only thing I need to do is... Ow! Might as well do this now while my med's in the system. Let go! Okay. If I was like as tall as Zyber, this wouldn't be hurting as much. Okay. Okay. No, it's not double. Okay. Ow. Ow. Okay. Uh. Okay, that is not a huge cable. Wow, the Dreamcast might actually have to be plugged in. Oh gosh. Ow. Oh! I'm okay. Sorry if you saw my butt. I apologize. You guys didn't see my tushy, did you? Oh, definitely. Exactly what Zyber just said. No, I am not good. Yeah, I'm not good at video games. I love them, and I've got a pretty good knowledge base of them. But no, I'm not good at stuff like that. I am entertaining to watch, but I will get, like, yeah, I'll get frustrated. I live by a very important thing when it comes to streaming. It's something that Zyber taught me years ago. When you're streaming, play on easy. Unless you're a dedicated, like, speedrunner or you're a professional video gamer, which I am neither, play it on a comfortable thing so you can enjoy it. Because it's not only about what you're playing, it's, you know, you. Now, what did we learn? That really hurt. No, he didn't say anything. Yeah. Yeah, he's on text to speak. He wasn't saying it to be rude. I think I've played Advanced. I did play Director's Cut Advance back in the day on PlayStation. Is he here? He's right there. He's right there. And in Zyber's defense, we've had people that have came in here and they're like, why are you using unlimited ammo? Why aren't you playing it straight up? And then I would get upset by that. Yeah, he's just looking out for me. Because that does happen in here at times. Like when I do Sega Saturn runs, I have my Game Shark, and I'll play with like you know, unlimited ammo and stuff. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you're losing followers, I followed your YouTube like a year ago, and then it unfollowed you because I went to look today. I wanted to see what you were playing. So yeah, I think YouTube likes to start fights. Is this guy alive yet? Or I'm gonna mess with him. He doesn't get up? Figured he'd get up. Yeah, like I played Advance like back in the day. I think the first time I played Advance, I remember getting into, where is it? I'm gonna show you what hallway I got into. The best thing is like when Zyber and I are playing a game at the same time. Like he played Village. Oh my god! Where? Where's the last one? I'm okay. Yeah, so like the best part is like if when Zyber was playing Village, I learned all the stuff that I needed to learn from him. So basically I had like a walking cheat sheet. It was awesome. It made it so much easier on me. Cause he plays them all. Zyber, you should follow him on stream. He when he plays stuff, it's always on like difficult, like an extreme or hard. Yeah, it's pretty freaking awesome. Okay. You know what? Now we're starting something. Where is he? Okay, I forgot this one. So it's, hold on. Oh, wait. I remember. I gotta look at the picture first. Hold on. Okay, so it's necklace green. Oh, so necklace purple. Wrist orange. Head green. HG. Okay, so head green. Necklace purple. Bracelet orange. Okay. There we go. Wait, what were they wearing? Wearing a bracelet. Okay. Okay, so these two are good. Nice. Okay. Purple. Purple. Cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Bye. I think I've got, how many death masks? I have another, I've got 3 out of 4 now. 3 out of 4 death masks, mate. So yeah, the Dreamcast is all ready for tomorrow. So Zybe, how was work today? And what did you have for dinner? And how's baby Paul? The questions I ask. I made myself like the honorary godfather. Okay. Well, thank you so much for hanging out and modding as usual. I appreciate it. How long I've been at it? Yeah, I'm probably going to go a little bit longer. I'd like to get to the second half. This game is gorgeous. Yeah, we'll do Resident Evil 2 on Dreamcast tomorrow. Wait, what am I missing? Oh, right, gotta go down this hallway. Dining room. He's like hanging out in here again, isn't he? So crazy. It's hauntingly beautiful. Alright, thank you so much, Zybe. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you for modding and always hanging out. I really appreciate you. No, I haven't fought him yet. I gotta do, I gotta play Moonlight Sonata really quick. Oh, I gotta fight. Oh, I have to do that first, right? Yeah, I can't do it yet. I have to get the music from the other area. It's crazy that he doesn't attack you from there. What door am I missing? I think I'm missing a door. No, it's not that one. Oh, it is this one. Nope. I don't think I can fight. Oh, right. I get the... I know. Okay, I gotta go into the Richard hallway. It's all somewhat coming back to me.
I'm okay. The others...
Bloody snack. Wait. Fun fact, if you grab the mask and leave the room, you'll hear Richard scream. What mask? There's a zombie in here. Oh. Where did he come from? I thought the final mask... Oh, where is the attic? So I gotta go back. I have to go back and get, I have to go back and grab the lighter now. How did he get hidden over there? So I need to go back in there. I need to get the lighter, right, to get the music. He's definitely a crimson. That's such a cool addition, having, like, the crimsons. I'm missing one door. I still have this key. Forgot what I need to do here. Oh, is this? Oh, I'm still hurt. So I need to go back in that room. Grab the mask. Not get bit by Forrest. That's a chore. There's the music in there. That's what I need to get. I need to get the music to play Moonlight Sonata. I have a fun fact for you. You know my opening intro music, that's a song that I actually had made and copyrighted. And it was made for me, and they were actually able to copyright Moonlight Sonata, sample it in there because of how old the song is. Since it's technically a sampling, my song has Moonlight Sonata copyrighted into it, which is pretty freaking groovy. Pretty good Forrest. I did it! I did it! Okay, that was some fancy footwork. You saw that? That was fancy. I can't believe I just pulled that off. Yoda. How? Just wait for him to lunge? Still can't believe they did that to our boy. Well, it's just crazy. Like, I think about how that actually happened, like in storyline. He found him, he couldn't have been animated yet, right? So he strapped grenades to him. My man is everywhere. It's probably one of the most beautiful things in video game history, right there. Right there. That whole being able to play Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. That is the reason I started loving classical music. Is because I got to hear it in here for the first time. This freaking game, man. Wow, that's crazy. That's just 1967. It's very H.H. Holmes. That's like, I don't know, you should look him up. Like, that's what H.H. Holmes did. He had people build him a mansion, well, out of like a hotel that was basically, yeah, just look him up. I studied him in college. And you know what's even crazier is Lisa. Lisa is technically the perfect tyrant. She's the only one, right, to have. She's the only tyrant to have the progenitor virus, the T virus, and the G virus all injected into her. She's probably still alive. I mean, you hear her scream mother, but you don't see her die. I don't remember playing her. I don't remember that. What's up, Draco? Why does every Resident Evil's kitchens always look so dang terrible? Yeah, that was actually impressive. You come in to say hi, and then stream dies. I have them. I don't ever remember fighting Lisa. I remember Operation Javier. I love that. I was talking about that. That Darkside Chronicles lets you have a mission that we never got to see. We get to play with Leon and Krauser.